Hey friend, Graham here from recordingrevolution.com, back from the hurricane and grateful to be in the studio giving you another tutorial today. I want to talk to you home studio musicians. If you ever recorded drums at home in your bedroom or your basement or your living room, I've done all three. Wherever you record drums, if it's a small home type room and not a nice big live drum room, I want to give you a sneaky way, my favorite way, to make those small sounding drums sound huge. That's the biggest pushback I get on home recording is, yeah, but what about the drums? You can do everything at home but the drums. Let me tell you, if you've seen any pictures or videos of my actual studio, it is a tiny garage studio. And it's mostly for mixing, but I record drums here all the time. And so we were doing a record this summer, mixing it right now, and the drums were literally recorded right behind where I sit in just a small little room. The drums sound great, but they're very small, very dry. They will not have that live drum room sound without some little trickeration. And so today I want to show you one way to do this. Reverb is the classic technique to create that sense of space. But here's my favorite way beyond reverb, and it's a little sneaky. So let me play you a snippet of the song I'm working on. You can hear the drums. I'll zero in on them, and you can see what they're sounding like as I'm mixing them, and then really what they sounded like in the room.
Blessed is the man whose delight is in your law. Blessed is the man.
All right. The drums sound like they're in a big live room, very bright, ambient, big sense of space. But if you notice, I've got two tracks here, one that says K room and one that says S room. Look what happens when I take these away. Okay, that's what the drums really sound like. Very small, very dead, nothing live or ambient about them. These are not reverbs. I didn't use a reverb plugin or print a reverb plugin. These are literally drum room samples. Now, this is really simple to do, and I'm not the first to do this by any means, but it's, I think, the sneakiest, easiest way to get that live sound is many of you are using drum samples to augment your live recorded drums. And these are very cheap to access these days. And a lot of times there's free drum samples that sound great. And what you do is you can even, get a free drum sample, and you can then literally copy those samples to line up perfectly with your real kick and snares to sort of augment the kick and snares. But what a lot of people don't think about is samples for the room sound, because a lot of good drum sample packs or plugins or whatever will also mic up the room when they're sampling the kit. And so in this case, my favorite is Stephen Slate Drums and his plugin Trigger. And if you just buy the plugin Trigger, even the cheap version, I think it's like $90 or something, it comes with a bunch of drum samples, which is crazy. But the plugin allows you to quickly trigger samples in an instant if you don't want to do it manually. But you'll notice all the cool kick and snare sounds, but they also have kick room sounds and snare room sounds. So here is what the kicks room sounds like. And here's what the snare sounds like. Those are real rooms. Those aren't reverbs. Those are real rooms, whether it was NRG or wherever Stephen recorded these specific samples. I can't remember which ones I used. Now, in reality, they didn't even sound like that. I actually have some compression on them. Take away the effects. Here's really what the drum, kick, and snare room sample sound like. And here's what they sound like with compression. massive, right? So what I'm doing here is using just the stock 1176 plugin that comes with Pro Tools. I just didn't even do it that aggressive. I'm just using 4:1 ratio. But what you do is just try to get the slowest attack, fastest release possible, and slam the suckers. And what that does is it accentuates or elongates the decay or the tail. And so you can use that on room mics in general if you have real room mics. There were no room mics on this drum recording because this room sounds awful. So why would I mic it up? So I had a small room, recorded it very clean and dry and close mic'd with a single mono overhead. And then I pull in these room samples because I know the rooms sound good. And then I squeeze them with compression to elongate the sound. And then you blend those samples in as if they were room mics in a way, and you tuck them in. So we go from this, and let's just get the drums going here. Add the samples. Which could be great for your sound, and if you want it longer, add compression. Now, to me, that's too much in solo, but I don't do it in solo. In the mix, in my mind, it works.
Blessed is the man whose delight is in your law. Blessed is the man whose delight is in your law. Oh, blessed.
Right? So it fits the vibe of the song with that big sort of echoey sound. So there you go, the sneaky way to make small bedroom recorded drums sound bigger in your space. Use drum room samples. So wherever you get drum samples from, whether you buy them or get them from free, you only need one kick room sample and one snare room sample. You can EQ it, compress it, blend it in so it fits the style you want. But you can use these to add the space that's not there in our, let's face it, tiny little home studios. Now, this is just one little trick that you can use to make your home recording sound that much more radio ready or professional. And that's the term I like to use, is radio ready. And that is my whole goal here with these videos and with the Recording Revolution, is to help you turn your home recordings into something that sounds so good it could be on the radio. And I have put together something that will really help you take this little technique further and everything you're learning here further. And that is my 6 steps to a radio ready song guide. This is absolutely free. My gift to you for watching these videos, just go download it right now at radioreadyguide.com. What it's going to walk you through is the 6 steps of song creation to go from song idea to release digitally, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, you print a CD, whatever you want to do. You cannot skip any one of these steps. Okay, recording is 1 step, mixing is 1 step, but there's 4 more steps. So what I've put together is everything I've learned about song creation over the years and put it into an easy to read, action-packed, helpful resource that's substantive that you can print off and keep by your computer where you mix, or have it on your tablet or your phone, wherever you want to call it up. So when you're in the recording phase, you can know what to do. If you're in the mixing phase, you'll know what to do. When you think the song is done, but you're not sure what is mastering, is that something you have to do? All of that is covered in this guide, and it's absolutely free. So I think it will help you a lot. It has helped tens of thousands of my students. So go download it at radioreadyguide.com. Take a moment to read it this evening, this weekend, whenever you get time, and then reference it regularly. And then shoot me an email. Let me know what part of the guide has been most helpful to you. I think it will really help you in your song creation process, because I want to help you with some tricks. I want to help you with some tips. But what I really want to do is give you a framework, a method that you can use to create really good sounding songs sonically, right? Songs that people don't think are amateur. They think, wow, this should be on the radio. And that is the goal of this Radio Ready guide. So get your download. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like these videos and you want to see them pop up more often. I got to jump back to mixing some more songs this week, but I will see you on another video real soon.